Claire Ducrot, wine calf. I'm the owner and the winemaker of Picayune Cellars in Calistoga, Napa Valley. So this is Picayune Albariño 2021. All right, well, first maybe a little something about the label. A lot of people think it's blank. It is not. It's actually a Navarro blanket pattern. Whenever I use that label, it's my more personal wines. What it says is that I've made less than 10 barrels of any of the wines that have that label. In this particular case, it's 9 barrel. And then on the back of the label of all those wines, there is a quote, and it's dedicated to somebody. Particular case, to a valiant heart, nothing is impossible, and that's dedicated to my dad. So by now you know it's extra special wine to me. First, Albariño is a varietal that is not planted very much in California, and in Sonoma County there is only 2 vineyards. This is one of the 2, and it's only 1.7 acre. It's called Rusty Gate Farm. And like I just mentioned, I made 9 barrels of that wine. My goal with the Albariño is to try to preserve the quality of the variety and the purity of the fruit. Yet I'm really in search of building weight, texture, dimension to the wine. So the way I'm going to achieve that, or I try to achieve that every year, is by using a combination of barrel. I'm going to use a little bit of stainless steel. I'm going to use neutral French oak. Sometimes I'll throw a new oak barrel. And then every year I do an experiment. So in the case of the 2021, we did a native ferment in a concrete egg with, again, that same idea of trying to find an alternative way of building the texture without losing really the purity of the fruit. Let's see, so we can taste it. All right, so right out of the glass, you'll get a lot of stone fruit. I'm never quite sure, but I want to share that 2 acres of that property are planted with heirloom peach trees, and I do think that it influenced this wine. All right, so very exuberant on the nose, which is also something that I always search in all my wines. All right, so in the palate, there's many things going on. Albariño typically always have a little bit of that Yodan quality. You will find it here as well, maybe not as pronounced as in the whole world, but it's there. You got to remember, when you're in the Russian River Valley, you're really kind of a few miles away from the ocean. So you'll get a little bit of that salinity, and then there is a million things going on. Definitely a little bit of apple sauce. There is really nice sort of silkiness from all those different barrels that I'm using. Let's see, I get a tiny bit of tropical on this right now, which is very pleasant as well. This is a wine, to be honest, if you can serve that with a ceviche, you will not be disappointed. It's kind of the perfect pairing as far as I'm concerned. It works great with, any sort of like tapas food, like, manchego cheese, that's gonna be sort of an obvious. But with any kind of, actually calamari would be very good as well. Yeah. Goodness, it's opening up and getting more apricot, sort of quince quality. This is delicious. Cheers.